welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please do subscribe if you enjoy this video. But if you have been here before and you're back, then thank you for coming back. Let's crack on with this video because as you can see, I do have a lovely car here. This is the new Mercedes C220d Saloon, and this is the Sports Edition, and it's automatic as well. Beautiful car. It's not the AMG line that I prefer, but still very classy looking car, and nice toys in it as well. So let's get cracking and have a look around the car. Okay, so first of all, what you will notice is you do of course still have these lovely LED daytime running lights on the car, which is fantastic, but also you do have the multi-beam LEDs as well. So at night time, vision is not a problem. You can see as clear as day because they're so bright, and I just think you need that in a car now. If I drive cars that don't have that, I do find it quite difficult to see, and of course that's dangerous from a safety point of view. But moving down here, these alloys, they probably look great in the camera, but up close just now you can see that they do have like a lot of kind of plastic, but I think they are the aerodynamic ones, so it is more for efficiency than the looks. And of course, if you wanted the looks, you would go for the AMG line. If you do want to check out the AMG line coupe, I'll link to the video in here as well, so you can watch that. But looking at this here, of course it's a Saloon, so it's a totally different car from the coupe, but it's still beautiful all the same. Now this is still a very carefully crafted car. You can see here that you do still have your sharp lines down the bonnet there, round here too, and your wheel arches are very carefully thought out. They're not huge, the gap in between there, so it does still have a sporty side profile. The thing that does annoy me between the two is that these alloys do look pretty cheap, and the front grille as well. I mean, it's proudly displaying the badge as you would if you were Mercedes, but the two bars going along the front, it's not got the same appeal as having the diamond effect in the front. I just think that's a lot nicer, and it's kind of cheap out if you like. Just to take you around to the rear of the car, you can see you do still get the LED lights through to the rear end as well, which is very nice actually. It is a nice touch. Usually if you go for cheaper models, you tend not to get the LED lights unless you pay extra for them, so it is quite nice that they are there. Although, look, that is not real, that's plastic in there, and it is the same at the other side as well. So again, that kind of false sporty look, but it's kind of ruins it because it's a little bit embarrassing actually. But you can see here, like I say, it is a Saloon model, and there is plenty of space in the interior. It's nice and easy to get in and out, and there's still a beautiful finish in there with the double stitching on the leather too. So let's have a closer look to the inside of the car. We are now inside C220, and like I say, this is a Sports Edition, so it's not an AMG, it's just kind of got the styling traits from the more luxurious car. And you can see inside it is full leather, and it's soft leather, so it's nice and comfortable here. Now if I just move over a little bit, you can see in the driver's seat here, it is quite a kind of supportive shape. It does hug you as you sit in it, but through to the rear, you can even see it from here, it is a lot flatter looking through there, and the seats are quite a bit stiffer actually when you do sit in them. They're not as comfortable as it would be in the coupe because they hug you a bit more, and also as well the E-Class, that's a lot more comfortable for rear passengers. But most of the time if you're the driver, who cares, because I don't care. Now another nice feature in this car as well, in the interior, you do have the ambient lighting, which is beautiful at night time. So not that anyone really needs to have all these options, but you do have 64 colours to choose from, so you're going to find one that you do like, because I don't think there's any other colours that are left. If I just talk you through a little bit what we're looking at here, so you can see that you do of course have the beautiful centre console. The screen is a lot bigger now, it's longer than it used to be, so it's easier to see, and it looks a lot more modern as well. You've still got your 3 air vents here, which is typical in the C-Class, and all your controls. This here does have the kind of gloss black centre console, which it's nice, it's classy, but it gets very dirty quickly. As soon as you touch it, there's a fingerprint left there. Of course you do still have the same centre console with your touch controls and the dial to navigate around your menus as well. Just up here to the steering wheel and the dashboard, you do have the new updated steering wheel which has the touch sensitive
controls on it, as well as a lot more options with the buttons. If you do go through the different menus, you can see that it's quite customizable. You can in fact change how you like the layout to look. So you can have it in the sport mode, which does look very much like the AMGs. You can put it to classic, which it's blue themed, so it looks a bit as if it's kind of eco mode, and progressive. Now this one is interesting. Look at that, that is insane. That looks like something out of a BMW i8. So we are now sat in the rear of the C220, and the biggest difference in the Saloon is that you do have a lot more space in it. So you can see here I do have some headroom. This does have the lighter headlining as well compared to the AMG lines, which are black headlining, making it feel kind of darker and more cramped inside, but it is sort of sportier styled car, so you want that when you're driving that car. In here though, feels very spacious, lots of light getting in, and the biggest thing as well probably is legroom. So you can see here, do have plenty of space between me and the seat in front, and that is in a normal seating position, so it's not as if I'm over exaggerating that. Now this C220d is actually, well, it's a 220d compared to the 250 that the Mercedes Coupe was, and the Coupe had about 204 brake horsepower being the 250, and this 220 actually has 190 something brake horsepower. So the difference in power between the 220 and the 250 isn't noticeable at all. This here, you put the foot down on this and you're off. It's really quick. Now, one major difference that I have noticed in the drive of this car is the gearbox itself is a lot smoother. So it used to be that when it was changing gears in the Mercedes, you knew when it was changing gears and it would go with a sort of thump, like it would throw you forward as it changed. But this one, I would actually compare it to the likes of an electric car where you barely feel the gear changes, you don't really know what's happening, even in sports mode. It's great.